Howdy, howdy, howdy. Sharky Boy here, bringing you something. Today I am doing the Cordless VII Monthly Build Challenge. Today I'm going to be showing you my Nuka-World attraction. I'm going to give a bit of background on this real quick as we walk past this Nuka Cherry sign. Basically, after the Raiders took care of Nuka-World, took it all over, and spread out across the Commonwealth, they started setting up little settlements and fight clubs and whatnot. And this is one of their biggest fight club. This is the main one that the overboss personally attends and lives at whenever he's in the Commonwealth on missions and whatnot. So I guess we'll go to the overboss's house first, which is up in here in this big old projection unit place thing. I don't know. It's guarded by quite a bit of security, right next to a tribute chest, so no one's stealing from the overboss's caps and whatnot. Heading through, we just got his little living space. You got a small safe with a little bit of food. And under the stairs is where he stores most of his stuff, including a shotgun turret that'll blow your legs off if you're not supposed to be in here. Along with a fire and some explosives, which always happen to be a perfect mix. We got some tools for keeping up and maintaining the guns and whatnot, and just keeping everything tidy. Heading around, we got our little kitchen. Here it just has some a stove and a sink. Here we have a little table where he eats at with his washing and dryer. He got a little cigarette machine and a little box of weapons that he uses. Here's his bed, and up here is a little box of chems that he uses to go to sleep at night, because he's a bit of a druggie, I'm not gonna lie. Over here's the little shopping cart he put together just to keep him safe while he sleeps. Over here's a little gun he's been taking apart and tinkering with. Heading over, we just got some more food and stuff, a bomb teaching tutorial, which I think is pretty illegal. I don't know why someone is making that. Yeah, but we're gonna head up and we're gonna see Gage's quarters. Oh, dog meat, move! Up here, this is actually just a little common area. Gage and the overboss share where they just eat and do stuff, and they got a little cooler for their frozen drinks and stuff like vodka. Over here, you just got some meds and stuff and a little coffee machine. But heading up is Gage's quarters, along with a couple bits of ammo to keep them supplied. Oh, I love those God Rays. Those are great. Heading up, we can see that Gage has a bit of a vantage point in quite a few ammo boxes, and that's because he's actually the sniper keeping the settlement safe. Whenever they're not headed out, Gage is always taking care of whatever's going on in the settlement, just looking over and making sure nothing's going bad. And here's a good look at the settlement where you can see all of its pleasantness, like people who have somehow fallen onto spikes accidentally. Heading back down past a couple guns, not too many. We'll head into Nuka-World itself and just take a small shortcut and run over to the entrance. There's a lot of spikes and a few skeletons, but that's just that's because we don't really clean up. We just kind of picked the meat off it and just kind of left it there, because that's not really our problem. These spikes are for dealing with monsters and stuff that will run in, prevents them from moving too well, prevents their options, and has even worked on this dumb Mirelurk, I guess. A good amount of the wall is actually built out of car and stuff, because this was a drive-in theater, so we have a lot of those available. Heading up here, you can see one of our power sources, along with a crane we used to build some of this stuff. Over here we have the little entranceway, which has a broken arcade machine that I didn't know was broken. Isn't that just wonderful? Over there we got some pool cues, a little wet bar, and the pool table itself with a few more pool cues. Headed over here we got a little seat with some miscellaneous beers and junk. Here's our security guard, Fred, who's just watching out, making sure no one's doing anything wrong. Headed over here, we got just some fire and a firewood, just to keep everyone warm and toasty. Got a little table and a little bit of chairs Another seat, and a little Nuka mixer. Yeah. Sorry about the me going line decorations. I've never really done a big settlement before, and I'm not really sure how to optimize. So I guess I spent a little bit too much time on the overboss's house, which may have taken up a bit too much space. Over here we got a little painting that is quite lovely and is definitely not made of blood. This painting was actually done by the ringleader, a disciple who is a bit. He has some hobbies, some interesting hobbies that we don't question. But he keeps things running. Right here we got Deathclaw, Steve, and a little safe for the bartender to keep all his caps in. Over here it says if you spit from this ride you may be removed, which is true, so don't spit. Over here we have a Brahmin chair and a Brahmin couch because cows are very good furniture. We got a claw and some other junk, all that good stuff. A nice little bar where you can get your information like how to get drunk, that kind of good stuff. Heading past our little booze distillery where we make our own moonshine, we'll head up to one of our guard towers where we can release some of the monsters we keep in the arena. This cage actually releases some raiders that we captured using our ingenious trickery by setting those chems inside. Heading back down and through a door down by the stairs, we can get to where the raiders live. The raiders themselves live. We got a little power armor station for like anyone to just repair their power armor and whatnot. And we got a big generator that powers all the cages and stuff to keep them working right. And over here we got a little chair and a scavenging station. And here's a little place where some raiders can watch some of the festivities on TV. This entire place is monitored by security cameras, and especially the arena, because we broadcast this thing across the Commonwealth to keep our raiders happy. Which is quite cool, because there isn't really any TV anymore. Here's just a tiny little house where some raiders live and do stuff and take drugs and whatnot. Over here we have another one of the guards. These guys deal with what are they called? Deathclaws. This guy releases the Deathclaws from their cage. Over there we got the three gangs all put up on their little things. They all live here and they all kind of coexist. Well, coexist is overstating it, but they tolerate each other. I'm sorry if I don't sound too excited. I'm just really tired. But I want to get this done because I'm very excited. I think I did a good job. Heading into the ringleader's office where he manages and does all his stuff, we see his big power armor. The overboss doesn't really use power armor, so he just landed it to him whenever the ringleader wants to fight and stuff. It's actually kind of nice home considering what he does outside of here, but here's where he monitors all the security cameras and wires them out via the Nuka-World broadcaster. Heading straight through, we can see a little armor workbench area with a turret guarding this garden gnome who's broken some rules. Got a little tannery and we got bottle. Heading on through, we got some stuff where we cook meat. The meat might be human, might be cow, just gotta take a gamble. No one really knows. Here you got a little guard station to keep people, like, civil. This guy just stands over and watches everyone, make sure everything's not too rowdy. Oops. Headed in here, we got the, ooh, gross. We got the, what is it called, general store, where the guys buy guns and whatnot. This guy is kind of a weirdo, but I don't question him, because he sells stuff to us for a low price. Ignore the poster. He's kind of a weirdo. Over here we got a little pick-me-up station next to our little cutting area, where we cut up our food and stuff and cook it. It's where you can do drugs and the nice communal chair. Oh, looks like a little rat got in. Good thing I put it down. Here you got a little bit of the stuff and whatnot. at the store hours, so you know when to come. And over here is the chems, where you can buy stuff to make you feel good and get you through the day. Over here you got just like a basic little chemistry workbench, some plants that are probably not very good for you if you ate them, and a little area where he just sleeps and stuff. Nice little place. Over here we got some signs. This leads to first aid. That leads to the gift shop. That leads to the ride, which is the toilet. And that leads to the exit, because that is in fact the fighting area. Next to this little fire that is protected by a myelin shell. Over here we got where we keep all of the prisoners, all the slaves who have not been good. No, do not feed them, because we need them weak, because we don't want them to fight back now, do we? No, that won't be good. Oh, the disciples get kind of creative once they're done with the bodies. Usually, if they don't want them, take them home, they'll just stick them on a stick. But it's alright. Heading inside, we'll check out the actual arena. This is where people prepare to fight, like get all prepped and stuff. Get their weapons all tuned and everything. Here tells you how tall you have to be to fight. You have to be like that tall, so even I can fight. It's all good. Heading in, we can see a few bodies across the floor and a big Nuka-World sign. Over here we got the Death Claw with a sign telling you not to feed your baby to the Death Claw, which is sound advice. It's a pretty basic thing. This is where we put the slaves when we want to get rid of them. We just stick them on here, release the cage, and then the Death Claw just does what he does. It's all good. Yeah, that's the Raider cage. We release him if we want one of our Raiders to fight. So yeah. I think that's basically it, except for one part, the story. So, the ringleader, he was a disciple, and the overboss, he had tolerated the disciple, but he wasn't a big fan. He didn't like to get messy. He liked to use guns. He wasn't a fan of drawing things out unnecessarily. So he just did it quick. And this guy, the ringleader, he had a problem with that. He acted like he didn't, but he really did. So he bided his time, and he just waited and waited until the overboss trusted him enough to make him the ringleader of his biggest fighting arena. And when the overboss moved in here, the ringleader knew it was his time. So, the ringleader, on one dark and stormy night, crept into the overboss's house, and considering the fact that he was a trusted member, the turret didn't go off and shoot him. So he slit his throat and dragged him out to his workshop, where he dismembered him and did all kinds of nasty stuff. The other raiders soon found out and were very upset. So they all took him out back to a little area where they made him a little grave for him to rest in peace. I'm going to run over there quickly. Here you can see the shovel they used to bury him. And here's his grave. It's very sad. And among raiders, there's been a unique phrase that's popped up. Not many people know where it's from, but to honor their fallen comrades, they tend to leave this mark. It appears to look like the letter F, but they just leave that. No one knows why, so they left it on his tombstone. I don't know. I'm not a raider. I can't relate to them. You can ask a raider. I wouldn't ask a raider. I don't think they like to talk. But yeah, there's where all the meat goes. The meat goes, all the extra stuff, human, animal, whatever. We just throw it in garbage can. Disciples take it out and do whatever they want with it. The butcher takes it, makes some food with it. So yeah, you might be eating human, but that's a gamble you gotta take. Yeah, that was my build. Oh yeah, they have this little thing. They like to shoot it from up there because they don't like government or something. I don't know. They're weird like that. But that was my thing. What do you think? Do you like it? If you don't, go away. I don't like you. Just kidding. It's fine. But you've made me sad. Alright. Get out of here.